countries that are voting, like Burundi, Tanzania, and Rwanda, seemingly slow, but there is voting. What can you report from Kampala?
Well, it's Tech 2 at the Kenyan elections here at the Commission, and of course the voter turn-up is equally slow and lower compared to how it was in August. Now, the reason for that is perhaps because of the boycott that was called by the Kenyan opposition leader, that is the NASA leader there, Raila Odinga. Slowly by slowly, Kenyans have been coming here, but for the better part of the afternoon, it has been really a slow turn-up. But the issue is there's some Kenyans who have come and they're saying that we need our voices to be heard in the affairs of what's happening in our mother nation, Kenya, and that they're tired of this stallment. A number of people have cast their ballots here at the Commission, and we're going to be speaking to some of the Kenyans who have cast their ballots this afternoon to just share their opinion on what they think this election means for them. And it's good to have you on KTN. You've just cast your ballot right now. What does this mean for you as a Kenyan?
It actually means a lot to me because I am exercising my constitutional right to, which is to cast my ballot and to decide who leads my motherland, Kenya. It's very important.
Well, Kenya is at the brink right now because, I mean, there are some violence cases that have been reported in some parts of the country. The opposition boycott certainly speaks loud of the future of this nation. What's your take as a Kenyan on the current political affairs in the country?
Right. All of us are worried. Based here in Kampala, we have family and friends and businesses going on in Kenya, and this stalemate cannot go on forever. We want to move forward. We want peace for our country, and we think this is the right way to do, is to come out, vote, and make your voice be heard, and hope that at the end of it we can have a president and then we can move on with our lives.
Certainly, whatever happens in Kenya really reflects on Uganda. There's a famous saying that when Kenya sneezes, Uganda catches a cold. We've had that experience here. Just recently, the Kenyan community in Uganda came out to say that even the businesses that you're operating have come to a stallment.
Yes, absolutely, because people do import and export stuff from Kenya to Uganda, and if you're not sure that your goods will arrive in Uganda safely, then you will not be able to put that money in there and wait for goods to arrive. So the business doesn't move very well because the uncertainty is not a good friend to a business. So we would like to see a stable environment that will allow businesses to prosper between Kenya and Uganda.
Thank you very much. Well, certainly the issues in Kenya have affected its economy and the way of doing business here in Uganda. Lots of people, especially Ugandan businessmen who often import goods from Kenya to Uganda, have had some issues with it, and that means the cost of the products goes high. Another Kenyan who has just cast her ballot right now is joining us again to let her voice be heard through the ballot. What does this mean for you as a Kenyan to come up to cast your ballot against, of course, demands from the opposition that Kenyans shouldn't go to the polls?
I think why I'm here is because we are all tired. We are tired of this stalemate. We just want life to go on, and that is why we are coming out here. And we are glad that we have seen a good turn-up of people who have come to vote. And we just want things to move along. We are tired, really.
Tired indeed. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Well, the situation is just like that, but let me just bring you up to speed. We'll be joined by the IBC a little bit in a few seconds, but let me just bring you up to speed with how the picture looks like here. So we have a total number of 1,184 Kenyans who registered for these two polling stations to cast their ballots. We believe that by the end of the day, we would have known how many have turned up to cast their ballots and who would have taken the day. So again, to just throw a spotlight on what happened in the previous elections on August 8th, we had Uhuru Kenyatta here who garnered 408 votes, and then Raila Odinga came in with 322. Will the story remain the same? That is something that we are closely monitoring. Of course, the polling stations will be open until 5 o'clock when the IEBC will officially close, and then vote counting will be coming up later. Amidst, of course, leaders from Jubilee and other political parties will be monitoring. What is also significant here is the NASA representatives have not been cited around. So, we have always polling agents from different political parties. But certainly this boycott, the silence is indeed as loud as you can expect. Back to you.
Solomon, you covered this specific event for us on August the 8th in Kampala, Uganda. Well, what is your comparison of these two elections?
Previously, on August 8th, you would imagine that there will be, kind of a queue around people coming in to cast their ballots. Right now, it's just one by one, they trickle in. And of course, not a lot of work for the IEBC. They just check your documents and then you cast your ballot. It's not like it used to be, but I mean, I can only judge that using my eyes, but we can only tell a better story after the polls close at 5 o'clock, just to see how the turn-up has been. Not a lot of excitement here, Sophia, because, I mean, previously we would see, people checking for their names, on the register. You can see it's generally a low mood, around here. But we have a journalist who has been closely also following the story. Leah here has been covering the Kenyan elections here and back home in Kenya, and perhaps she can be able to also put this in perspective. Leah, the situation is different. I mean, you were here on August 8th. You saw how it was. Right now, it's a little bit different. Would you attribute it to the opposition's boycott?
Well, all I can say is we do not expect the same number of people that showed up here on the 8th of August, based on the fact that there's those who have chosen to stay home and not vote. So voter turnout does not reflect the will of the people, basing on the number of people you're seeing on the queues. Well, basing on the fact that I was here by 6 a.m. People were here before dropping their kids to school. They'd come, vote, and quickly go. So all we can say is let us wait and count the votes. And also important to note that many people, I'm sure even the opposition strongholds, and even here, are fearing to come and cast their vote, basing on the fact that this is the first open, secret ballot we've had. Those who are supporting Jubilee are coming to vote, and the other candidates, those who are supporting NASA, are not coming to vote. So it's only obvious that, so you voted, you're definitely Jubilee. You didn't vote, well, then you're NASA. And there are those who don't want to be identified. So this is the first open, secret ballot we've had.
All right, so what are your expectations by end of the day?
At the end of the day, we expect here at the Ugandan polling stations, the two of them, well, we expect by 5 p.m. we will be done. Vote counting will be much easier and faster than the 8th of August, based on the fact that voter turnout has been low as a result of one candidate withdrawing. So we should have finished business by around, let's say, 8 p.m. We should be done.
All right. Leah, thank you so much for sharing your views with us. Leah Kahunde is a journalist with Radio 1. She's been following the Kenyan elections. She's been covering the elections in Kenya, but also here at the Ugandan High Commission. So, will it be the same? How will it play out in the Tech 2 of the Kenyan elections? My eyes will be wide open as Kenyans count along with the IEBC to find out the results from today's polls.
Well, Solomon, our eyes are wide open as well.